Thanks very much, Peter. Thanks to, I acknowledge my parliamentary colleagues and each and every one of you here. Normally, each year at Darling Harbour, when we speak at this event, the lights are all on us and you have no idea as to exactly how many people there are at this event. You look around this room from up here now and no other community in Australia could have something like this, and no Irish community anywhere in the world could have something like this. Knowing about the story of Ireland is part of knowing Australia. And I've mentioned to you once before my own family heritage. You might not know the name Bartholomew Taylor. I was always raised believing that he was transported for life to the colony of New South Wales for stealing arms, which we were really proud of his role in the Irish resistance until one of my sisters studied the family history, got the original documents and found out the arms he was stealing was spelt ALMS, but he was stealing from the Church of Ireland, so my family was okay with it. Once he got here, after he got released, he then got charged again with stealing jewellery and was stopped in the rocks. And he walked past a police officer, and the police officer, it was the day after he'd gone to trial and been found not guilty. And he was stopped in the street of the rocks, and the police officer said, "Oi, you! Don't you know to tip your hat when you pass an officer of the law?" At which point, poor Bartholomew Taylor tipped his hat, the jewellery fell out of his hat, and found himself being sent across to Norfolk Island. That story, that name I know, and there's a whole lot of people in this room right now who have come to Australia from Ireland, where the reason that future generations will call this place home is your story. And there are only two stories in Australia, either an Indigenous one that goes back to the first sunrise or the story that's about getting here. And one of the people who's made the journey to get here today is the next speaker in Simon Coveney. Can I say, Minister, in 2007 I had the privilege of being Minister for Agriculture here. And I noticed that in your time as Minister for Agriculture right now, you might think it's incredibly appropriate that this is United Nations International Year of Family Farming. Not a bad time to be Minister of Agriculture. Can I let you know, in 2007, when I was Minister for Agriculture, it was the International Year of the Potato. And the rest of my family, when they came out in the 40s and 50s and 60s of the 19th century, would have been very proud of the year that I managed to come in as Minister for Agriculture. For everybody here, it's a day to celebrate, to have a whole lot of fun, and to realise you can't understand Australia without understanding our connection, our relationship, our deep foundations in Ireland. Happy St Patrick's Day.